Okay, welcome back. We've finally made it to M3, Topic 1, Unit 6, Trigonometry. Okay, now as we go to trigonometry, remember that we pack a lot in here. Okay, so don't feel bad if it becomes overwhelming. When I was your age, that was the actual name of the class. Now we're given 4 weeks to teach it. So things have changed since the old days. So here we go. Let's go. SOH CAH TOA. SOH CAH TOA. I don't see it on here. I don't see SOH CAH TOA on here. Okay, let's get started to trigonometric ratios. All right, similar figures, side lengths. Let's consider A as the reference. Yep, the REF. DB is the opposite. See opposite right there. Good. The hypotenuse and the adjacent. Okay, opposite, hypotenuse, adjacent. All right, and we have all the relationships, okay, that relate to that concept. So the sign, SOH CAH TOA. So SOH, CAH. Okay, using P as the reference angle. P is the reference angle. So here it is, P. The diagram, angle P is 60 degrees. Select the segment which represents the opposite over the reference. Okay, opposite, select the segment which represents the side opposite. Okay, so S-O-H, S-O-H. So the opposite, 51.96, hypotenuse, 60. Sine of LP as a percent. So let's just go 51.96 divided by 60. Cool. The sine of angle P above tells us that the length of side QR is 0.866%. Okay, so we got to have percent. So 0.866 times 100. Okay, so we need percentages. So we have SOH CAH TOA and percent. So 0.866 times 100. So we're going to need to know that. All right, I think we're done with that problem. Okay, so now SOH CAH TOA. SOH CAH TOA. The reference, the measure is 18 degrees. Select the segment. Side adjacent. Cosine is the adjacent, which is next to. So the next to, 114.13, enter, and it's over 120, enter. Now we need that relationship, 114.13 divided by 120. Okay, and then a percent, so 0.951 times 100. There's more work. Oh, you had to click it. Oh, the side opposite, my bad. Adjacent. Okay. Okay, so SOH CAH TOA. Okay. Theta, cosine, sine. Use the tool in degrees, then press enter. Investigate the sine and cosine. Cosine minus sine minus 1. When cosine and sine are 1, select. Okay, so if we go 0 degrees, okay, If we go 90 degrees, okay, let's go 135 degrees. Now what happens if we go negative 135? Okay, so it doesn't do negatives, all right? And right now we're focused on sine and cosine. Investigate how the tool works for answering questions. Enter the data and the value for sine and cosine. The cosine is the relation of the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Use the Explorer tool, the cosine of 18. Cosine 18 degrees. Okay, so the cosine of 18 is 1, 2, 3 over a lot. Okay, 3 over 1, 0.3 to 0.4. Cosine is the adjacent. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 over 1. Really? Use the Explorer tool. Okay. Sine of 40. So sine 40. So if we go to 40, it's going to be half. So they're wanting us to relate it to radians. Okay, so 70 cosine is the adjacent. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 over 1. Cosine is this over this, so it's not very much. Sine of 70 is a lot, so if that's that, so I would have put that, Okay, so the sine is 0. Okay, so if we put a 0 in, the sine is the opposite. There is no opposite, so 0. Cosine of 0 is a lot. It's 1. It's called the unit circle. 90. Now, the sine, there isn't any. The sine is the opposite. It's all of it. And there's none of it. There's no thickness to our triangle. Similar figures, so the tangent is opposite over hypotenuse. So now, select the segment that represents the adjacent to the reference angle. Okay, so 100 over 141.42. Okay, so SOH CAH TOA. Oh, tangent, SOH CAH TOA over the opposite, 100. And that's going to be nothing more than 1. Okay. So now we're going to do it again. Tangent, opposite over adjacent, 56. 56. The opposite over the adjacent, so it's bigger than 1. Okay. 34. 34 opposite over adjacent, 0.6-ish. Okay, 0. So if we put 0 in, there is nothing over the height, so it's 0. And if we go 45, it has to be 1. And you can see that because they're even. Okay, this distance is the same as this distance. All right. Okay, so now explore to the measure 100. Okay, estimate the measure of the angle formed by the string and the ground. The string and the ground, we need this 45 over 100. So 45 over 100. You know that the side opposite and the hypotenuse, so you can use the SOH CAH TOA. So 45, 100.45. Angle measure between. Use the Explorer tool to get 0.45. Use it and estimate the angle to create that. Okay, so if we go 30, the cosine of the angle formed. Cosine is the adjacent. $90. 90%. 90%, so 90. Okay. And we'll try this last. Now we got 3 bubbles left, so let's do a separate video. See you in a second.